Hello guys, my name is Aung, and this is the second part of my video where I will be explaining about the labor shortage in hospitality and how do we tackle it so that we will get more labor back into the hospitality industry. So first of all, I did a research into the industry of hospitality first. In order to address the labor shortage, I think we should know what is the positioning of the industry first. So in 2024, I found out that like the workforce demand is the same as the workforce available, according to some of the reputable sites and websites. And I saw that it will increase will increase to 2025. Like the demand is now 3.71, but the available is 3.62. By the way, the numbers are in thousands of millions. So even though there is only like the difference of decimal numbers, it means a lot. And according to reputable sites, it says that in 2035, the workforce demand will be 4.62 thousands of millions, but the workforce available will be only 4.19. So as we can see in this graph, the demand for the workforce is growing as well as the workforce available, but we can see that the gap between the demand and the workforce available is getting more and more higher in gap. So the key takeaways are that the 18% crisis in the hospitality sector, specifically the hotels and the restaurant, the supply will be 18% below what is required. And the Gen Z factor. So 52% of the hospitality leaders say that recruitment and retention is their number one optional risk for 2026. Because the Gen Z factor is like now we have a lot of protections and I think our lives are more easier for Gen Z factor. So one of the three main reasons that the next generations are refusing to work in hospitality is that because hospitality demands high working hours and they have less flexibility. For example, like the front office of a hotel cannot take a leave, right? It will mean a lot to the hotel. And the third thing is work-life imbalance. So normally we have to, as hospitality, staff, we have to work like very long hours than the other industries. So this is the data for specifically the Thailand region. So hospitality in Thailand, like the market size growth is I researched from 2021 to 2025. It shows a 710% increase, and employment growth is also a 50% increase, which means that the market size is actually growing up a lot, but the employment growth is also growing, but it is like a little bit left behind. As you can see in the graphs. So beside on the right side, I have made three mentionable brands that are really reputable and well known in Thailand. And Minor International, one of the Thailand's largest hotel groups, announced a 50 million investment into the Anantara CM Bangkok, which means that they are still continuing to expand the hospitality sector businesses. And the THA, Thai Hotel Association, recently filed a lawsuit against the government's 400 baht nationwide minimum wage law. So it means that because Thai hotel associations I think made that decision because we have a little bit of a shortage in labor. I think this is for encouraging more employees to apply in the hospitality sectors. And Hilton recently redesigned parental leave and improved travel benefits to make hospitality a stable career rather than a temporary job. So Hilton is also making some contributions to their employees to that so that they will remain in the industry. So by looking at the trends, like we can clearly see that the market size growth, the growth of the hospitality industry is really high in Thailand. And also the employment growth, however, is not catching up the increase. But the companies are now trying to encourage more people to join hospitality sector as well as some contributions are being made so that the current employees that is available in their businesses uh, you know remain in their businesses and still contribute. So I have made like how we can how we can stop the labor turnovers and encourage youths to join hospitality. So this will include the AIHM, like the Learning Institute for hospitality management, and also the minor hotels, which AIHM is in partners of. And this is from the perspective of AIHM and minor hotels, like how we can address this kind of problem. So the first will be theoretical foundation, and the second is attracting talent, and the third, retaining talent, and lastly, the promotional opportunities. I think, in my opinion, these four things are the main factors that will motivate more employees into the hospitality and retain the remaining employees. So the first thing is the theoretical foundation. So I learned about these things, I think, in my IGCSEs, but I still have to learn these, in detail in my BBA year one and two. So the first one is Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Like this is a really basic HR strategy of motivating the employee. So the first thing is self-actualization, like desire to become the most that one can be. So self-actualization is not commonly reached in people because of the nature of the people that we want. We always want something that is better. So self-actualization is not a very important point. But for the next thing, esteem, so respect, self-esteem, status, recognition, and strength, freedom. So esteem is, I think, a little bit of controversial and important factor in the employees because sometimes the guests or the clients, customers can mistreat the hospitality employees like waiters, front office, like they will treat them as if they were unequal and stuff. So I think there is a esteem problem and love and belonging. I think this is the job of the supervisors and the owners to provide to their employees, like they are cared and they are recognitions, like they are recognized and their effort is like appreciated. Safety needs. So safety needs is like there's include a lot of things like personal security, employment, resources, health, and property. The most common problem in safety needs for hospitality sector is the job security because most of the jobs that is available in hospitality is like they can be easily replaced by anyone because for example, like waiters, let's say front office, and let's say housekeeping, etc., etc. So they are scared that their positions might be replaced, and I think there is like low sense of security in those kind of, let's say, job opportunities. I mean, job positions. So the next thing is physiological needs. I'm sorry, physiological needs. So physiological needs is not something that we should, let's say, worry for in the hospitality industry because we got very good buildings like hotels, businesses, like restaurants, and very good accommodation. So this is really good for the hospitality sector. But the next thing is Harsberg's two-factor theory. So motivational factors and hygiene factors are very important in according to Harsberg in order to run a motivated workforce. So the first thing is achievement. So employees must feel like something like they actually achieving something while they're working. And the next thing is interest in the work. They have to be interested in the work and give them responsibility. Like people love the, let's say, feeling of responsibility. Like I'm taking care of this thing. This is my responsibility. Like they feel big, right? So this kind of feeling, I think, is important for the employees to have, and the advancement, like how good can the opportunities of their career can be, like how can they advance from this kind of position, like better salaries, better positions, etc., etc. So motivational factors, I think the biggest problem is about achievement because sometimes like hospitality sector jobs and businesses can be a little bit repetitive. Like let's say greeting the customers, making the customers pleased, dealing with customers' complaints, etc., etc. They can be a little bit, boring and repetitive over time. So as HR management, I think we should implement some kind of achievement like for example, we can do like for the front office, if you can successfully let's say talk some let's say if the front office can successfully bring in customers who are walk in into the hotels, like how many, and then after that kind of target, like a bonus, something like that, right? So we have to make their job a little bit less boring so that they are interested in the job. And the next thing is hygiene factors. So salary, of course, is the main drive of most of the employees. Salary can be the decisive factor for the people to either work in this industry or not. And the next thing is working conditions. I don't think working conditions is a problem in hospitality because we are already working in a very luxurious buildings, right? And the next thing is policies and supervision. This depends on the HR of the hotels and the restaurants that we are serving in. So policies and supervision is really needed. Like employees need their efforts and employee needs their efforts and accomplishments seen by the supervisors and the owners. And the relationships. This is something that is hard to control. Like the relationships must be positive between each people. Like no kind of fights. We as if we are going to work for HR, we must implement a system that will prevent the employees from fighting each other to get higher positions, right? Instead, encourage them to work together. And the next thing is social exchange theory. This is a really short one that it says employees stay when perceived support is better than cost of effort. So like employees will stay if they think that the support that they get is greater than the effort that they are giving in. So I think as hospitality industry, this is like a very easy task that HR can implement. Like because we can easily give them privileges that is very grand for the employees. So the strategy one, attracting the talents. How do we attract more people into the hospitality industry? So we have to understand the market and the industry standards first. So we have to understand what kind of things that those, let's say, candidates look for in a business. And the next is offer a mix of fixed and variable compensation. So like a fixed payment of how many for every month plus a bonus scheme of how many for every customer that booked a hotel or for every person that ate in the restaurant, etc., etc., or tips, right? So we can play a little bit. And the next thing is tailor benefits to employee needs. So like benefits sometimes can be irrelevant to people. For example, like giving, a car to an employee that lives near the hotel. So we actually have to align the benefits that we give to what the employees need so that they will have, a hard time deciding if they leave the company or not. So the next thing is communicate total rewards. So communication is really important in every businesses, but especially in hospitality because sometimes work can be, as I mentioned before, repetitive, right? So communication is really important for the industry. So the first thing is competitive compensation. So we must give something a value, like compared to other, let's say, industries, we have to give market aligned payment. Like it can be either the salary or incentives or bonuses, whatever, but we have to align the payout or the benefit that the employees get from the hospitality industry that is on par with other industries or even better. And the next thing is sign on bonuses. So we have to make bonuses so that the employees will be motivated, right? Imagine someone who will not get anything for getting a customer to buy the product. So I think they will be more motivated if let's say they get a reward, some kind of reward for from being able to make the customers buy the product or the service. And the next thing is benefits packages. So many companies are doing this, like they give benefits to their employees apart from the salary so that they remain in the industry. For example, providing laptops, providing free accommodation, providing let's say transportation, etc., etc. And the next thing is employer branding. Employer branding is really important because for the employees, for the candidates to choose one business, I think it should be big. The bigger, the better, right? But I think it's not something to be worried about because the hotels in Thailand, there's a lot of very famous hotels in Thailand. So I think employer branding is really important so that the candidates choose the businesses and purpose-driven branding. Let's say like the company should provide a clear structure of career development for the candidates. Like what will they get after 1 or 2 years, or what will they get by working together with a company, right? We have to give them a sense of accomplishment and advancement in their career. And the next thing is campus recruitment. So let's say we should be able to give the employees like a compass when we recruit them, like let's say a shelter so they can walk comfortably in. The next thing is technology in recruitment. So we have a lot of technologies like AI screening tools, first hiring processes, and mobile friendly applications. And we can use that to quickly, cross out the applicants that is not relevant to the industry, and we can do fast hiring process. We can use technology in order to speed up and, let make the recruitment process more effective so that we can focus on the real problems of attracting the talent, like maybe the employer branding, competitive compensation, and making the salaries, payments, payrolls, etc., etc. So the strategy two is retaining the talent. So I have some points, main points that retaining talents is important, make the retaining talent possible, right? So the first thing is career development and learning. So we must have structured career paths, so that's just like I mentioned before, and we must have leadership development programs, and we must have cross-training opportunities. So structured career paths means that employees must have a clear vision of what their life will be after working with this company for a particular period of time. And the next thing is leadership development programs. So if the companies offer like development programs, like training programs and advancement opportunity, I think this really attracts the candidates to apply into the business. And the third thing is cross-training opportunities. Like, for example, AIHM is a cross-training opportunity for people who are interested in minor hotels, right? So cross-training opportunities are really important. Not that important though, but like cross-training opportunities is better if we have it, right? So work-life balance. This is a very, very crucial point in employment of hospitality because most of the jobs are very demanding in hours. So we must have flexible scheduling, for example, like daytime shift, nighttime shift, so that the employees can have their own time. And then the next thing is predictable hours, like sometimes like the employees in hospitality are, you know, let's say expected to be able or available whenever a very serious case happens. So predictable hours is important for their work-life balance. And the next thing, the last thing, right, is well-being initiatives. So we must provide well-being initiatives to the employees because they have to work significantly more hours and than the other businesses. So yeah, well-being is important, like life insurances, health insurances, etc., etc. So the next thing is performance awards. Like just like I mentioned before, the hospitality sector business job positions can be a little bit very boring if there are no rewards. So the HR should come up with like creative ideas to motivate the workforce and set goals and give awards. And the next thing is feedback systems. This is really important. Like feedback the meetings, regular feedback meetings between employees and supervisors are necessary so that we can monitor like how motivated one employee is or not, or how he is devoted into the work or not. Because like in hospital industry, in employees motivational level is very, very important because imagine a waiter that is demotivated in a business, right? How can he serve the customer good? So motivation is really important in hospitality industry. So we must be aware of that. So the next strategy is promotional opportunities. This is mostly for everyone, but especially for me because when I apply for something, I look at the long term. Like how will my career be after some years working with this kind of industry? So I think structuring the business so that the candidates believe that they can get better positions and can be promoted to higher positions. So this is really important like we must have some examples and encouragements of people who advance from a role into a better position like manager in the future. So that will encourage more people to come to the company. And HR management needs to effectively provide employees the sense of accomplishment and recognition so that they continue to devote into the business. Like because hospitality industry work can be very repetitive, HR responsibility to make challenging tasks and goals so that the people will be interested and devoting into the business's success. So long story short, we must have a value. The employees expect a kind of accomplishment values and recognition after some time. And also they expect some kind of a career ladder, right? They expect something that they can advance through while they are working for this company. Like after 1 year, 2 year, 3 years, they will be more capable of what kind of tasks or they will promoted or what kind of positions. So the role of technology in the HR. So we use a lot of technology in HR nowadays, like mobile scheduling apps, performance tracking dashboards, learning management systems, for example. So, but mobile scheduling apps can help the, let's say meetings and shifts, daytime shifts, nighttime shifts, and help with employees with their time management. And the next thing is performance tracking dashboard. This is really important because if the HR is planning to make a reward-based system or let's say bonus schemes, performance-related pays, they need performance tracking dashboard so that they know exactly how employees are performing and give the reward to the right person. And the last thing is learning management system. Some companies like track the employee status not only for the performance but their advancement, like their, let's say, progress. How much have they learned, right? So this kind of things, a learning management system is really important to track what employees have learned so far and what kind of things that he is capable of and what kind of skills, new skills that they gain. So, long story short, the integrated strategic model. So first, we have to attract the candidates into applying into our businesses. So we attract candidates with employer reputation, global mobility, and opportunities and career pathways. And we engage with the candidates by building an inclusive culture with recognition, support, and clear communication. This makes the employees feel like they belong into a business. And the next thing is develop. We develop the employees by providing continuous training, cross exposure, and leadership pathways so that they learn more in their career and at the same time get more connected and engaged into the business, like, say grow connections and yeah, more friendly, right? So the last thing is retaining. So how do we retain employees depends on ensuring their work-life balance is really important and fair policies and growth opportunities. In my opinion, growth opportunities and work-life balance is the main two things for hospitality industry because most of the people would say no. This is the main thing for the high labor in hospitality. So we can see some examples. Because I'm going to apply for a university that is accredited to minors hotels, right? I can help, but I to look into the implications of minor hotels HR implications. So first, minor have very good internal mobility across brands. Like they have a lot of hotels around Thailand and Bangkok, so that they can give the opportunity to their employees and let's say students from EIHM, like possibly so for the availability to move around the hotels and different companies and work with different people, I think that will be very exciting for the ones who like connecting with people like me. So the next thing is like they have very good international career pathways because Minor International is a very big company and they have a lot of connections to other industries as well as a lot of branches and businesses in other many countries. So we can assure ourselves like this is one of the company branding, right? Employers branding. So we can assure ourselves that we are going to be in a business that is really big and we have a lot of opportunities and possibilities waiting in front of us. And the next thing is the training or institute, basically the AIHM, right? The AIHM is the, let's say, institute that encourages many students into devoting themselves into the hospitality major. Just look at me, right? So now I think I am like a little bit more closer. I will be a little bit more closer to minor if I actually join the school because they are connected, right? In many people's opinion, minor hotel is like something that is a little bit hard to reach, but EIHM makes it possible. So most of the students become more encouraged and motivated to learn at EIHM to be able to get connection with big companies like minor. So I think this is a really good, let's say, career opportunity pathway that the minor holders have, and the HR, they have a really good implication for HR and encouraging people to join and stay in their businesses. The minor holder has a very strong image, consisting many famous holders in Thailand, as I told you before, and provide national career pathway to its employees. And the fact that EIHM is partnered with minor hotels to ensure quality education and job readiness in hospitality industry. So the conclusion is like the hallmark of employment are these three things. Like the first thing is theory-driven HR. So we must apply our theories into the HR so that the people will feel belonged and feel happy, right? Working in our businesses. And the next thing is technology and systems because we are running through into the AI digital media here. It is very important that we utilize the things that technology can do like the AI, right? We can actually ask ChatGPT for what kind of incentives are good to give to the, employees, et cetera, et cetera. So we must utilize the technology that are available to us. And the next thing is the culture and the development. Like many people from different countries have different values, and we must give each of them a sense of development and career opportunity for their future so that they remain in the business or attract new employees into the business. So strong HR leadership is equal to strong service excellence and sustainable business growth, in my opinion. So AIHM, as Institute of Hospitality and Management, I think we have to learn more about the nature of the industry to understand the workforce more and implement better systems to motivate employees. These information is based on like secondary research, like everything that is available on Google. So it means that this is very, very incomplete. I think AI in our AIHM, if we have the chance to learn in the university, I think we will have to learn more about how the systems are there and how we manage how the companies and hotels manage their employees. I think have we will be able to brainstorm more solutions into the industry. Thank you, and this is the end of my presentation. I hope I was able to give you some insights into the labor shortage of hospitality, and I really hope that I will be considered for the scholarship recipient.